Today we have a new box of snakes to open, and there's a bunch of babies in here. They are garter snakes, but what's really cool about them is that these are our grandbaby snakes. There's a bit of a story behind these little guys, but I think we're going to just start opening them right away, and then I'll tell you more of those details. It's a really heavy box, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy cow, that's why it's so heavy.
Yeah.
I think these are these cricket crystals?
Looks like it.
I think they are. I think that's cricket water. That's a good insulator. Oh, look at them. Oh my goodness, they're adorable. Oh, eaters? That's right. She wasn't able to get all of them to eat yet. Eaters. And we must have that's actually pretty big. If this is a non-eater. Yep, these must be the non-eaters. They're pretty big for not being good eaters. I love the pill bottle idea for a little cave in transit. That is genius. So, let's open these up and then oh my gosh, there's more. Holy cow. How many are in each one of these? Okay, 3, 3, and 3. Okay, that makes sense. We have 9 babies. Oh my goodness. That's a beautiful little checkered garter. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take out one of the eaters and then I'll share with you their story. Good idea, Chesney, taping the lids down. Knowing how good of escape artists garters are, that was a good precaution you took. Oh look, they're even using their pill bottle cave. I might have to use this idea when we ship garters. That is genius, Chesney. I love that you used that pill bottle. I've never seen someone do that before, but they're using it. Oh, look
Two of them are.
Oh, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, they're so curious.
Are we getting food now?
Yeah. Hi. Are you just gonna come out? Hi, little babies. Aww. Baby checkered garters.
Big baby checkered garters.
Yeah, they are nice and big. So what happened here was this was an accidental litter or clutter of garter snakes. We sold an albino checkered garter to Chesney a couple of years ago. I had sexed it as a male, and so she put it after quarantine with her male wild type checkered garter snake. But then about a month or 2 months ago now, she had babies all of a sudden in the tank. So she had a male and a female. It turns out the albino male that we had sold her, I must have missexed. It was totally my fault. It must have been a female with a really long tail, which is why I thought it was a male. And that can sometimes happen with teeny tiny garters. They are really tough to sex since they're too small to probe and they're pretty fragile, and I don't like to pop them because of how little they are. The good thing is she had paired it with a checkered garter, so we still have pure checkered garter snake babies here that are, well, 100% het albino, since the now mother, the female, was an albino. And the great news is that they look perfectly healthy. They look amazing. However, I felt really bad since I had missexed that baby, and she wasn't able to keep the entire litter or clutter, so I offered to take them in, and we're going to find them homes ourselves. She has been doing a wonderful job taking care of these babies thus far, although working long shifts at a hospital, she's unable to take care of them indefinitely, of course. So she kind of got them started and then sent them to us. Aw, so these are our grandbaby snakes. These are Fatness's grandbabies, I guess. Aww. So again, since their mother was an albino checkered and their father was just a normal wild type checkered garter snake, these are 100% het for albino, which means if you were to breed these siblings together, which sounds weird, I realize, but it actually is pretty normal in the reptile world as long as they aren't line bred for many generations. But anyway, if you were to breed a male and a female from this clutter together, you would get 25% albino checkered garter snakes. If that doesn't make sense, we have a genetics video, which I recommend if you haven't seen it yet, check that out. That'll make much more sense.
It's also cool because these generally don't get outcrossed that often.
That's true.
Since albinos they just breed two albinos, and the line's been around long enough. Nobody really works with outcrossing them because they don't want to make normal babies from their albinos.
Yeah.
So we got some good bloodlines coming back in a little bit.
That's a really good point. Yeah, these have a dad that's completely unrelated to any of the albinos that are, well, most likely he's completely unrelated to any albinos in captivity. So yeah, they came from completely unrelated parents, which is really nice to have when possible. I'm sure you guys can already tell why they're called the checkered garter, but the scientific is Thamnophis marcianus, but their common name checkered garter comes from that checkerboard pattern that runs along their back, and it's really beautiful, especially in these babies. They have some nice contrast with the checkers and the background. She did say that of the 9 babies, there were a few that she couldn't get eating very well, so my guess is we've got the, there we go. Poor eaters. I didn't see the pour there. So I thought it just said eaters. All right, so these 3 are our poor eaters. Got it.
Which would explain why these ones look bigger.
Yeah, that definitely would explain it. So, okay, I'm gonna put you back in here. Here are some of the good eaters then. So these I bet are quite a bit bigger. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can tell that these have been eating well for her. You are much chunkier. Hi, look at you. Look at that fat belly. Oh my goodness, you're so chunky. Okay, yeah, I can definitely see the difference here. We have 6 that are well started and eating all sorts of different food items by the sounds of it. So our plan is to set them up in baby bins, just like we would any of our baby snakes. We're going to ensure that they're eating regularly and they look good. I mean, they look good here, but we want to observe them for a little while before we rehome them. And then we're going to sell them at a normal baby checkered garter snake price, but we can't morally keep those proceeds since Chesney gave us these babies, so we're going to donate all proceeds to the Save the Snakes Foundation. That way, it's a win-win situation. Chesney doesn't have to take care of the babies, we can find them good homes, and the money will go to snake conservation. Well, should we get them set up in baby bins?
Sure.
I think what we should do is, since we have 6 good eaters, oh, look at that chunky baby. Oh, you are so fat. You look great. Of course, these 6 good eaters are going to be the ones that we rehome first, and we're going to wait until the poor eaters are eating well too before they go off to their new homes. But I think we should house these 6 together and these 3 in a separate bin. What do you think?
Makes sense.
Then we can keep track of the poor eaters compared to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's get baby bins set up. Just like any baby garter snake that we produce here, we're going to use just paper towels as the bedding. We're going to lightly mist them down, and since the back of these trays will be heated, we'll put a nice hide in the back here. But since garters are so active, we are also going to add some climbing structures and other enrichment for them to explore too. We'll add a couple rocks for them to brush up against to shed, and a couple water dishes, and I think we're ready for the babies. Also, kind of a fun fact in case you're not familiar with this type of writing or sexing, basically. The first number would be your quantity of males, the second number is females, and the third number is unsexed babies. So we have 0 confirmed males, 0 females, and 3 unsexed in this container. That's kind of how you read these numbers anyway. Here we go, we'll put since there's more of them, I think I'll put the good eaters in here. Here you go. Gonna check out your flower. Aw, you're so cute.
Wow, he's chunky.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, all 3 of these good eaters are nice and big. And now for our picky eaters. Here you go. They still look like good. They don't look thin at all.
No.
Chesney, you did such a good job raising these babies, even though they were unexpected. You did a fantastic job feeding them and raising them so far.
I like how they all have an orange dot on their head.
Yeah, I think that's really cute too. We've noticed that with like Prius's babies too. Oh, we've got the choo-choo train going. Chugga, 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 chugga. Go, go. Uh-oh, the train has stalled.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh, departure. Go on, train. Go, go. And into the tube. Tunnel. Oh my gosh, these babies are so cute. I can't wait to breed checkers again.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, we actually got some other things to help us breed checkers.
Yes, speaking of other garter snakes, as many of you know, we did lose Fatness, our big albino checkered garter, over the winter during brumation. We don't know what happened. We just checked on her one day and she had passed away, which garters are unfortunately known for. So we did not produce any albino checkers this year and we were kind of bummed about it. But then Ed came across an ad on Craigslist for a female albino checkered garter snake, and we totally bought her. We totally got her right away. And it gets better. We believe this is one of our babies from 2 years ago. Based on where the previous owners got her from somebody else in the Minnesota area, we don't know of any other breeders in this area, and we know it was picked up from a local breeder. I think that breeder was us. We are 99% sure that this is one of Fatness's baby girls. And now she is a beautiful adult, and we are so excited to finally have a chance to breed albino checkers again next year. So she was a fantastic pickup. She looks awesome. She looks just like Fatness too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just stretching it, I don't know, but I think it's just too much of a coincidence for this not to be one of our babies. So we are so excited. We're just going to assume it is one of ours. And yeah, we cannot wait to breed her next year. She should be big enough next year to breed.
So what kind of name are we going to come up with her? If she has got to live up to her mom,
That's
Fatness.
True. Fatness 2?
Back with a vengeance.
Fatness back with a vengeance? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's come up with some kind of a punny name.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep Fatness somehow in her name. So if you guys have any recommendations, comment them below. But we need a good Fatness the Second or Fatness Continued. Fatness Squared?
Fatty.
Just Fatty. We cory call her Rolly Roo.
Husky
Please.
Hilda. Maybe the comments can help us out with this one.
Help us, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fun garter snake stuff happening over here, and we should have even more fun next year with more albino checkered garter snake babies again. Let me put Fatness 2 back, and let's go back to those babies one last time. Which actually, that would mean she is the aunt to these babies.
Yep.
That's cool. I didn't think of that. Alright, well here are Fatness's, well that's Fatness's daughter. These are Fatness's grandbabies. We've got like a partial family reunion here. It's so cool to see her line like continued, you know? So yeah, we're going to hang on to these babies for at least a couple of weeks to make sure that they are eating well and well-established babies, even though Chesney's been giving me a lot of updates on these guys as she's been raising them, and I know they're going to be just fine, but we'd like to hang on to them for a little bit just to be safe. And then we will be going through our garter snake waiting list, the people who are still on the list, because we didn't produce albino checkers this year. I'm going to see if anyone on that list is interested in het albino checkers. And if we have any left over at the end, then I'll be putting them on the website. So keep an eye on snakediscovery.com's website under available reptiles. If we have any extra after going through the waiting list, we'll post them on there. And again, since we would feel morally wrong keeping proceeds from these babies from Chesney, all proceeds are going to go to the Save the Snakes Foundation. It's an awesome organization that promotes the conservation of snakes worldwide. Thank you everybody for watching today's video, and as always, thank you to our amazing Patreon supporters for all of the support that you've given us on this channel. And thank you to, of course, those of you who are just here hanging out with us, watching reptiles and learning about garter snakes. Thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.